first glance, Samoyeds seem like the perfect dogs. They're friendly, fluffy, and always look like they're smiling. But behind that snow-white coat is a dog that will test your patience, cover your house in fur, and outsmart you when you least expect it. And if you're not prepared for their quirks, you'll learn the hard way why experienced owners say they're not for everyone. So before you fall for that big, happy grin, here are 9 things no one tells you about owning a Samoyed. Number 1. Harsh training methods are the fastest way to lose their respect. Training a Samoyed is less about what you say and more about how you say it. These dogs don't just listen to commands, they read your tone, body language, and even your emotions. And if you think a stern shout will make them take you seriously, you might just get an eye roll in response. One owner put it perfectly, saying, "You have to control yourself if you want a well-trained Samoyed. My dog accepts commands, delivered calmly, but rolls her eyes when people shout at her." Samoyeds thrive on positive reinforcement and consistency. The moment you lose patience, they lose interest. Yelling, punishing, or even showing frustration won't make them obedient. It'll just teach them to ignore you. But do you know what makes training even trickier? They remember everything, including the bad habits you accidentally reinforced. Laugh when they do something naughty. You've just made it a fun new game. One owner even admitted their Samoyed accidentally learned to stand on the couch just to make them laugh. At the end of the day, Samoyed training isn't just about them. It's about you. Stay patient, stay calm, and remember, the more in control you are, the more they'll respect you. Number 2. People call them stubborn for this reason. Samoyeds have a reputation for being stubborn, but ask any experienced owner and they'll tell you that's not exactly right. These dogs aren't ignoring you just to be difficult. They're thinking. Unlike breeds that were selectively bred for obedience, Samoyeds were bred to work and work with humans, not just blindly follow commands. That means they like to problem solve, assess situations, and, well, decide if listening to you is worth their time. One owner explained it best, saying, "They're a working breed. They're a thinking breed and problem solvers. Obedience is not something they were bred for." Another owner added, "I don't find my dog to be willfully obtuse, but she certainly thinks about what's in it for her with new commands." In other words, if training is boring, they'll check out. But make it fun, engaging, and rewarding, suddenly they're eager students. That's why successful Samoyed training isn't about demanding obedience, it's about motivating them. Turn training into a game, and they'll not only participate, but actually enjoy it. However, don't be surprised if you still get a little attitude from time to time. That's not stubbornness. That's a fluffy little mastermind making their own rules. Number 3. They're incredibly smart and scary good at learning by observation. Samoyeds aren't just intelligent, they're observant. These dogs don't just learn from training sessions. They'll pick up on routines, patterns, and even the smallest details of your behavior. And if there's something they want, they'll figure out a way to get it. One owner shared their surprise, saying, "When breed profiles talk about their cleverness, I didn't expect them to be able to open doors to let themselves out, or learn to stand up and get their own ice out of the ice maker. Yes, that level of cleverness." Samoyeds were bred to work alongside humans, and that independent thinking means they're always problem-solving. If they see you open a door, they'll try it. If they watch you get a snack, they'll learn where the good stuff is. That's why mental stimulation is just as important as physical exercise for a Samoyed. If you don't give them a job, they'll make one. Whether it's learning to open doors, rearranging your furniture, or outsmarting your baby-proof locks. Number 4. They aren't aloof, but also not Velcro dogs either. Many breed profiles describe Samoyeds as aloof, but ask any owner and they'll tell you it's not that simple. Samoyeds are friendly, sociable dogs that love people. But unlike a golden retriever that needs to be glued to your side 24/7, Samoyeds enjoy a bit of independence. One owner put it best, saying, "If you treat them with love and affection, you'll get the same in return. But don't expect a Velcro dog. They're more like a Shiba Inu than a golden retriever. They'll happily greet every stranger they meet and soak up attention from guests. But at home, they're often content to do their own thing, lounging in another room, chilling in the yard, or disappearing for a midday nap. But that doesn't mean they don't love you. It just means they're not overly needy. Think of them as the perfect mix between a social butterfly and a laid-back introvert. They'll come to you when they want affection, but when they're done, it's right back to their business. Number 5. Samoyeds will surprise you with their prey drive. With their fluffy white coats and friendly perpetual smiles, Samoyeds don't look like hunters, but don't let their appearance fool you. Many have a surprising strong prey drive, and once they spot something small and fast, instinct takes over. In fact, one owner admitted, "Our Samoyed lives to hunt mice, squirrels, chipmunks, groundhogs, rabbits, and has even tried to catch deer and coyotes. It was traumatizing to see him suddenly flash from sweetness to bloodthirsty killer the first time he caught a groundhog." Not every Samoyed has an intense prey drive, but if yours does, be prepared. Outdoor walks can turn into chase scenes, small animals are irresistible, and off-leash training? That's a gamble. Some owners are fine letting their Samoyeds hunt small rodents, but for those in suburban or rural areas, local wildlife like deer and foxes can be a constant battle. If you plan on having a Samoyed, early training and strong recall are musts, because once they're in pursuit, good luck stopping them. Number 6. Get ready for fur storms. Samoyed owners live with an endless supply of airborne fur. No matter how much you brush them, vacuum, or lint roll yourself, the fluff will win. One owner put it bluntly, saying, "The hair, oh my God, the hair. If I go more than 2 days without brushing for a half hour, my house starts to look like it has snowdrifts in all the corners. It gets in everything and is omnipresent." You'll find fur in your food, in your clothes, in places your dog hasn't even been. And if you think a casual brushing once in a while will keep it under control, think again. Regular grooming is non-negotiable, and many professional groomers won't even take on the challenge. One owner mentioned paying $90 an hour for a specialist who spends 6 hours bathing and blowing out their Samoyed's coat. So if you're thinking about getting one, start researching vacuums now, because once that fur starts flying, there's no escaping it. Number 7. Grooming routines and habits need to be established early on. Establishing a grooming routine early is essential, not just for keeping them clean, but for making sure they actually tolerate it. One owner advised, "Get started early on establishing a good grooming routine. Even if you plan on using a professional groomer, there's maintenance in between, and the sooner it is established, the happier everyone will be." That means handling their paws, introducing them to brushes, and making vet and groomer visits a positive experience. If they grow up associating nail trims and brushing with stress, good luck getting them near when they're full-grown and extra fluffy. And don't wait until you need a groomer to find one. Many won't take on a poorly groomed or uncooperative Samoyed. And even experienced owners admit that nail trimming can become a lifelong battle if you don't start early. Number 8. Samoyeds are very vocal, but it's not always the barking. If silence is golden, then owning a Samoyed is like living in a rock concert. These dogs love to make noise, and they don't just bark. They express themselves in an entire symphony of sounds. In fact, one owner said it best, "I actually love how vocal they are. Mine communicates in grumbles, roos, and a variety of different barks, from almost silent roars to shrill yaps." Samoyeds will talk back when they don't get their way. They'll howl dramatically when they want attention. Some even mutter under their breath like grumpy old men when they're annoyed. And then there's the bark, a sudden, ear-splitting explosion that can make even the bravest house guests jump out of their skin. Training can help keep their volume in check, but there's one time you probably won't be able to stop them: playtime. Whether they're wrestling with another dog or zooming around the house, they will bark loudly. So if you live in an apartment with thin walls, just know you're about to become the noisiest neighbor on the block. Number 9. They can be picky eaters and have a sensitive stomach. Feeding a Samoyed isn't always as simple as filling up a bowl. They can be surprisingly high maintenance when it comes to food. Some turn their noses up at anything less than gourmet, while others will happily eat first and regret it later. One owner admitted, "I knew Samoyeds could be picky eaters with sensitive stomachs, but I was still surprised at how true it is for mine. These two go hand in hand for her, which means her diet is more expensive and takes more effort to prepare." The challenge? Their stubborn streak means they won't eat what they don't like, and their sensitive stomachs mean they shouldn't eat whatever they want. That's why many owners have to experiment with premium dog food, limited ingredient diets, or even home-cooked meals. That said, if you're thinking of getting a Samoyed, just know mealtime might take more effort than expected. Hey, if you enjoyed this, you'll probably love this video here. And if you hit subscribe, I'll donate a meal to a rescue dog on your behalf.